Nancy.
The February 21st meeting of the Eden Prairie City Council will now come to order. We have a color guard joining us tonight. I'd like the scout leader to step forward to the podium, please. Introduce yourself and the boys.
I'm Craig Ritzinger with Cub Scout Pack 597. Mayor and City Council, we're ready to present the colors.
Thank you. Color detail, present the colors.
Color detail, attention, forward march. Mayor and City Council, we are ready for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, two.
Color detail, retire the colors.
Forward march.
Thank you. That was the Weeblo Pack 597 from St. Andrew Lutheran Church. Thank you for your participation tonight. The open podium portion of our meeting is held prior to the start of our City Council meetings, which are generally the first and third Tuesdays of the month. And this is during the period of time prior to the start of council meetings, so from 6:30 to approximately 6:55. If you're interested in addressing the council at that point in time, please contact the city manager's office at 949-8412 by noon of the date of the meeting with your name, phone number, and the item that you wish to discuss. If time permits, after scheduled speakers, we'll allow anybody who's here that wants to address the council to address us. These portions of the meeting are not televised or recorded, and if you have any questions, again, please contact the city manager's office. The first item that we have on the agenda tonight is a presentation from Rebecca Timmons from the Eden Prairie Reads Group, and she's going to give us an update on their activities. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you for inviting me here and giving me this opportunity. This year, we have chosen the Hunger Games as our book for the EP Reads, for the citywide read, and for the event. I'm here representing the committee. I'm the chair of the committee this year. And we wanted to be true to the mission of EP Reads, and let me just remind you, it is designed to promote reading, encourage discussion among community members, and strive for a new level of connection throughout the Eden Prairie community. It's an initiative as a collaborative effort between all the schools in Eden Prairie, the library, the Eden Prairie Foundation, the city, and Barnes & Noble, and just an interested group of citizens. And we felt that this book, even though it was written as a teen book, was really maybe a little controversial, but maybe that would have a theme and themes that would interest a lot of people, adults and kids alike. So we chose that, thinking that we would be able to interest a wide range of age to come to the event. If you're not familiar with the book, I do have a few copies here. If anyone would like a copy, I can lend you a copy. It is really about a future society. America is no longer how we know it. There are several states or districts, and each of those districts must send a boy and a girl to fight to the death, and this is all televised. So for people who are into reality TV, this is really up that alley. We are very excited about the event. It's going to be held on March 19th. At the International School of Minnesota. We are going to be holding a food drive, so people who come, we're hoping that they will bring non-perishable food, And then we're going to do a couple events that we're very excited about. The first event will be a simulation game. And what we hope this will do is allow people to get a feeling of what it means to be disenfranchised in our society, which is really what the characters in this book felt. So we're going to do the simulation game for the first part of the evening, and the second part of the evening will be a panel discussion. We're very excited. We have a student from the Eden Prairie High School on our committee, as well as a student from ISM. They're both going to be panelists. We're going to have a teacher from the Eden Prairie High School and a teacher from ISM on the panel, as well as two college professors, to give their perspective of the book, and then people will be able to discuss that. So that will be our event, as I said, on March 19th at the International School of Minnesota. Starts at 6 o'clock. And, of course, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you. Our mayor has graciously written a letter of endorsement and allowed us to put that on our website along with her photo. And I know you gave a ringing endorsement of the book at the last Chamber's State of the City meeting, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you. So the event starts at 6 p.m. on the 19th. If people can't make it at 6 p.m. and they want to come just for the panel, what time approximately?
Good question. That will start at 7:15. And we are going to be providing a light supper with that event. So, okay. And that's all free, of course, for everyone.
Wonderful. Sounds great. And this is what year of Eden Prairie Reads? Is it about
I don't
8th or
know.
9th?
Thanks for asking me.
I could think of all the books.
I don't know.
It's about the 8th
I bet
or 9th.
about 10.
Yeah,
about
that sounds
10
about
years.
right.
Yeah, I've been on the committee about 3, and it was far before me. So.
Well, thank you for all the work that committee does. And I know I've served on it many years, and I know it's a lot of fun to work on that.
Right.
And the book selection is a great,
it's
fun part of
difficult and sometimes a little bit tense.
Yeah.
Because we don't all agree. But we think this book will really garner a lot of interest.
I think it will too. I have not read it yet. It's on the top of my list. It'll be read
Fast
right before
read.
the
It's a fast
event.
read. It's a really easy read.
But I do have to say that I'm in a book club, and one of my friends did not make it to our last book club meeting because she hadn't read the book, because she had started reading Hunger Games and she could not put it down.
Right.
It's that wonderful a
Right.
book. So
It is.
I'm looking
It
forward
is.
to reading it.
It is. Thanks.
Great. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
And thank you to ISM for hosting it.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, is there a motion for approval of the agenda and other items of business?
Move approval.
Second. Anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to add just a statement I'd like to make under council member reports.
Okay. All right. All in favor of the agenda as amended?
Aye.
Motion passes. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from the council workshop held on January 17th, 2012?
Move approval.
Second.
Any corrections to those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from the council meeting held that same evening, January 17th, 2012?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes. That brings us to the consent calendar. There are about 8 items on the consent agenda. Are there any items to pull for discussion? Yes.
Madam Mayor, I don't wish to ask the council to pull the item, but the item E, the technology contract, we're requesting that you approve the purchase. We're still working on the exact language of the contract, and it'll be very similar to the 2006 purchase that we made from the same company of the other modules, but what is in the packet is not the exact form of the contract.
Okay. So do you need us to put any special wording in, or
No,
is that explanation sufficient?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion for approval of the consent calendar?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
We're all being so nice up here.
Yeah, really.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Our first public hearing tonight is an agreement between the city and Rosemont for Deeds Minnesota Investment Fund loan. Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I think you've heard quite a bit recently about the investment that Rosemont Emerson is making into our community, $24 million investment into their facilities in our community. And with their assistance, we were able to work with the State of Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development in receiving a grant, a $500,000 grant for this project. The requirements of the Minnesota state statutes are that whenever there is a subsidy provided to a business, and in this case it's really a pass-through from the state. The city's not providing any direct dollars, but there's still grant dollars from the state that we need to have a business subsidy public hearing as part of the project. And then after that, we also ask that you take a motion to approve the agreement between the city and Rosemount for this grant. Again, that this is regarding their investment on Technology Drive, and this public hearing was published in the February 9th, 2012 Eden Prairie News. And if the people out there listening are not aware, Emerson, at least the process management division, is located on Technology Drive and employs over 600 people at that location. And agreeing to this grant also has some job requirements, so they're talking about adding 100 jobs, which is a requirement of the grant, at a wage of at least $13 an hour minimum for those jobs as well. So there are some stipulations with the grant agreement that Emerson understands and agrees to as well.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Getchell? Hearing none, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone that wants to address the council on the issue of this deed grant for Emerson Rosemont?
Seeing no one, I would move to close the public hearing and approve the agreement between the City and Rosemount Incorporated outlining terms and requirements of a $500,000 forgivable loans (parentheses) grant to be provided to Rosemount from Deeds Minnesota Investment Fund.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes. The second public hearing item is Republic Compressed Natural Gas Fueling Facility. Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We have a request for a planned unit development concept review on 24.32 acres, a planned unit development district review on 24.32 acres, a zoning district amendment within the I-2 zoning district on 24.32 acres, and a site plan review on surprisingly 24.32 acres for a compressed natural gas fueling station on Flying Cloud Drive for the Allied Republic Waste Facility. And I thought we do have the project proponent with us, I believe from Clean Energy, to provide a really quick overview of this project where they're proposing to put in new natural gas dispensers in place of their existing fuel dispensers. And I want to add really quick that there was a typo here in the report, and the synopsis is that it's going to be 105 fill spaces, not 191. Just so you're aware.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. My name is Pam Pullen. I'm with Clean Energy. My address is 3020 Old Ranch Parkway, Seal Beach, California, 90740. We're here tonight to seek approval we're partnering with Republic to provide their facility with natural gas so that they can replace their petroleum fuel-based fleet with natural gas. Our proposal is for 105 time fill spaces. Republic's big picture goal is to convert 80% of their entire fleet to natural gas over the next few years. There's a clear cost benefit in addition to burning cleaner fuel. 98% of natural gas we use is produced right here in North America, and it's an abundant domestic fuel. It offers opportunities for employment here at home, such as industry for natural gas extraction, gas transportation, compression, etc. As a side note, 70% of the oil we use is imported. CNG, compressed natural gas, reduces our consumption of foreign oil and our reliance on that. Just a little fact, replacing one diesel fuel vehicle, a collection waste truck, for example, replaces 325 cars. Takes 325 cars off the road in comparison. The Clean Energy, we've been in business since 1997. We are currently fueling vehicles at over 250 locations across the country in the United States and in Canada. Our large customer base includes waste trucks, public transit, trucking, cross-country trucking, shipping ports, shuttles, taxis, airports are our major customers. So we're seeking approval, and it's a pleasure to be here. I think this will be the first station in Minnesota, so we're looking forward to it.
Great. You mentioned that 80% of Allied's fleet, they're going to try to get to natural gas in the next 2 years, you said?
Next few years, several
Next few years. Is that 80% of their fleet at this facility or across the country?
Across their board.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this kind of a trial for Allied Waste here in Minnesota?
We have several stations right now that are being built for Republic and that are in the permitting stage.
Okay.
So Republic is taking this and really going
They're already
forward with
underway.
it. They're committed.
Okay. Wow, it sounds great. Love the idea of getting us off of dependence on
Great.
foreign oil. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Just one question.
Council? Okay. Go ahead.
That how do they plan on filling the vessels that you'll use to fill the vehicles with?
The natural gas comes from the pipes that are currently in the ground. They go into our equipment compound, through the dryer, through the compressor, to storage vessels, and then from there, the gas is distributed through the time fill stations. The trucks hook up at night, and then when they come in the morning, they are fueled and ready to go.
Great, thank you.
Councilmember Nelson.
So there's already a pipeline coming into this, or is this actually taking the gas coming off of the waste side?
There's a natural gas pipeline that's already in the facility. It's the same gas that we use basically in our homes to cook our meals, et cetera.
So no new pipeline needs to come in for
No.
this or anything
We
else?
have a
Good.
point of connection.
Excellent.
Councilmember Case.
I don't know if this is an answer from you right now or if it's staff, so maybe somebody can help me know. But, immediately when we heard about this, I think most of us were initially concerned about safety. I think that's the one thing people are thinking about with all this, combustible fuel. Could someone at least speak, and I feel very good after reading the report and the Planning Commission minutes, but could someone at least speak to why this actually is quite a safe site? And I know the Williams gas pipeline was near it. That was an issue brought up at planning that was addressed. And so if someone could speak to that, why, and just maybe reassure our residents that this actually will be safe and is in a great location, really, for this type of activity.
Yeah, Councilmember Case may be speaking to some of the issues that were brought up at Plan Commission. There is a Williams gas pipeline that's in the area, in the vicinity. At the time of the Planning Commission meeting, there was a concern that that pipeline could be close to this facility. And subsequently, then, staff learned that that particular pipeline that goes through the city is more than 2,000 feet away and does not pose a safety concern at all. I think maybe you'd probably speak best for your operations on site at Allied, but I know, as you mentioned, Councilmember Case, that came up with other pipelines in the area, and we feel comfortable with this project not being in close proximity to any other pipelines or any other safety hazards.
I can add to that if you'd like.
Thank you.
All of our guidelines, we have specific guidelines of setbacks, et cetera, from existing buildings, from existing other fueling types, et cetera. It's all in the NFPA 52. So all of our building conditions are all through statutory requirements.
All right, thank you. All right, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience that wants to address the council on this fueling facility? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion?
Seeing none, I would move to close the public hearing and approve agreement between the city and Rosemont. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Close the public hearing and adopt the resolution for planned unit development concept review on 24.32 acres and approve the first reading of the ordinance for planned unit development district review with waivers and zoning district amendment within the I-2 zoning district on 24.32 acres and direct staff to prepare a development agreement incorporating staff and commission recommendations and council conditions.
Is there a second? Okay.
Second. Oh, did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Councilmember Butcher Wickstrom. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Motion passes. Third item under public hearings is the Ridge at Riley Creek 5th Edition. Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We have a planned unit development concept review, a planned unit development district review, a zoning district amendment within the R113.5 zoning district, and a preliminary plat on 2.02 acres on 9567, 9667, and 9687 Sky Lane. So this project is basically a proposal to plat 3 existing lots into 5 single-family lots. And this notice was published in the February 9th edition of the Eden Prairie News, and the Plan Commission voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the project at the January 23rd, 2012 meeting. I see the project proponent is here with us tonight to maybe add anything or answer any questions you have on the plat.
Okay. Council, are there any questions that you have, first of all?
Of staff?
Of staff? Or of the proponent?
No,
whatever.
staff.
Okay.
Should I hit my button? There.
Yeah, Councilmember Case.
My question doesn't directly impact whether we vote approval on this project tonight, but just to hear from staff that this project in what way fits into what the city planning department would hope if we were to someday have a master plan for the whole neighborhood. Because the only fear I have, and I'm not sure, again, we have any control over it, is that we do this sometimes in the city where we piecemeal these little 2 and 3 5-acre plots, and we end up, Sunrise Circle did that, not that it ended up badly, but just that had we had the opportunity north of Sunrise Circle to actually get all 6 of those little 5-acre plots together, we might have been able to organize it or run our roads a little differently. And so I guess my question, does this, in the eyes of staff, fit what we would like to maybe long-term have as a master plan there? And again, if it doesn't, we still, are tied under certain, if it comes clean under our zoning code, then I understand we would still approve it. But I'd like to know, does it still seem to fit what we would perceive as a master plan?
Ms. Jeremiah's leaning into the microphone there.
Your Honor and Councilmember Case, yes, I would say that this does fit our kind of master plan for the area because it is completely within the zoning and the comprehensive plan guidelines and everything that we set for this neighborhood. They did come in initially with a little bit larger lots than we anticipated for this area based on the zoning, but this does fit the minimum requirements. It also leaves the door open to potentially do future road connections should the need arise and other things change in the future. So again, we're not, closing any doors on the potential to make additional connections in the future.
Great. Thank you.
And just to add as well, Councilmember Case, as you know, in many scenarios, obviously it's the property owner that'll drive, when development would occur. So you're underscoring a very important point is the planning process and kind of thinking ahead to different roadway connections and configurations and land uses in an area because it can take 5 years, 10 years, or longer for development to occur. So we need to think that far ahead as well so everything can fit into the future.
And this is, I apologize, but this is slightly off, but do we ever as a city become a little bit proactive? There are many people that live down in this area that still have their 5 acres and probably would have wanted long-term to even keep it as 5-acre plots. I think the world is driving it a different direction. Do we ever proactively as a city pull people into a room and really discuss try to take a little bit more control, discuss what we think might be happening in 20 to 30 years, and therefore what might we be doing today that would help us get there? Is that something we would ever do? Have we? I'm not sure we've done that in the past. It's not our role to be developers, but it is our role, I think, to try to facilitate as appropriate as development and layout of roads and to make development make sense. I think that is a role that we should attempt to facilitate. But have we done something like that? Would we ever?
Your Honor, Councilmember Case, we have in fact done that with the comprehensive plan update. We had a number of open houses, and we did have at least one representative, as I recall, in the undeveloped areas in the western part of town who came out and spoke to the vision for that area. So we do elicit those types of comments from the community, and it's always, the community gets more active when there's an actual proposal. I think that's, everybody's busy, and so that's, just
Well, I know in the
the
connecting
way it
of
goes.
the infamous bridge in the Turnbull, is it Turnbull Road? And I mean, it all ties in here, and it's just, we seem sometimes to, put future councils in a position where they kind of get caught because there are issues that, again, I don't know what role or what rights we have to play a deeper integral part, but it would be nice, I think, if we continued to float our master plan so that, as developments come in, they at least would be aware of what we have as our vision. Okay, I apologize. Thank you so much. This is a great plan tonight. So.
Thank you. Did you have something to address us with?
I just wanted to introduce myself. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. JMS Homes and Swanson Homes are continuing to build in the ridge at Riley Creek, or the woods at Riley Creek, and we each have new models that are opening up for the spring parade of homes, and we're very proud of that. And we're working hard in the development, and we have been over the last few years to keep it going, which has been no small feat in this market. So we have submitted a preliminary plat, and it requires no waivers and conforms with the zoning and the guide plan. And we were delighted to receive approval from staff and the Planning Commission. So I'm here tonight to answer any questions that you have, and that's all.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the proponent? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience that wants to address the council on the Ridge at Riley Creek 5th edition?
Seeing none, I move to close the public hearing and adopt resolution for planned unit development concept review on 2.2 acres and approve first reading of the ordinance for planned unit development district review and zoning district amendment within R1-13.5 zoning district on 2.02 acres and adopt the resolution for preliminary plat on 2.02 acres into 5 lots, and direct staff to prepare a development agreement incorporating staff and commission recommendations and council conditions.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
The motion passes. Brings us to our last public hearing item, which is Eden Prairie Office Retail, the Appliance Smart.
Thank
Mr.
you, Mayor.
Getchell.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. We have tonight a planned unit development concept review, a planned unit development district review with waivers, a zoning district amendment within the I-2 zoning district, a site plan review, and a preliminary plat on 3.84 acres. And as you mentioned, Mayor, this is the current Bakemark building site location between Martin Drive and Highway 5 and Mitchell Road. And there's actually 2 proposals here related to a reuse of the existing Bakemark building for office and Appliance Smart use, a retail use, and then also for the construction of another 17,600 square foot building at the location. And there are waivers for the project related to parking, front yard setback, side yard setback, permitting a wall sign that's not on street frontage, but probably the biggest issue is allowing an increase in the use of retail in the I-2 district. And the Plan Commission reviewed this as well and voted to recommend approval, 8-0 of the project at their February 13th, 2012 meeting. And as you know, that the Martin Drive, that area is zoned I-2, and so the discussion here is to allow a higher percentage of retail, 48%, as opposed to 15% in this area for the Appliance Smart use, which is more of a kind of a warehouse appliance use as well, and for the construction of the new building. I think the Plan Commission feeling and staff's feeling was that that type of use is a somewhat unique retail use that could fit into the I-2 district. There was some discussion of concern about, more concern about if you're to have industrial uses in a retail district, but a certain percent of retail use. an industrial district is acceptable. I see we have some members of the project proponent here as well to say a few words about the project, and staff and the project proponent are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Hi, I'm Bob Groot-Wassink, and I live at 15382 Masons Point Road, and I'm going to be the landlord on the project, and I'm also going to lease to Appliance Mart, and they'll take approximately 27,000 square feet of retail and their warehouse. And there's 6,000 square feet of additional office space, and I plan to move into half of that and make the other half available for lease. And then there's approximately 2 acres, not quite 2 acres, of additional land where I would plan to build an additional building. And I have right now no idea who the tenant is. This will be a future thing. And I'll be happy to answer the questions.
Council, any questions for Mr. Groot-Wassink? Okay. Thank you.
And then also, Mr. Cameron from Appliance Mart is here, and I'd like to have him address. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Jack Cameron. I'm the founder and president of Appliance Mart, and we've been in the appliance recycling business and the retail business for about 35 years in the Twin City area. We've been using the name Appliance Smart for about the last 14 years. We have a little different concept in our approach. We work with the major manufacturers such as Whirlpool, Maytag, Frigidaire, GE, and Bosch, and we represent them in all their products. And our format is a large format because we handle a lot of out-of-carton merchandise for the manufacturers. So we have to display it, so we need more space to display the product. But we also have in-carton merchandise, and we handle all brand-new merchandise. This would be our 21st store, 9 stores in the Minnesota market. We have 4 stores in Columbus, Ohio, 6 stores in Atlanta, Georgia, and 2 stores in San Antonio, Texas. We're pleased to be able to come to Eden Prairie. It's a market that we don't penetrate very much at this point in time, looking at the zip codes. So we're happy to be here. We hope that we're accepted in the market. We employ probably 10 to 12 people in each store, and we give a 100% money-back guarantee, and we have the best prices. So we'd like for you to come and visit us, but also we hope that this gets approved. And if there are any questions I could answer, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Any questions for Mr. Cameron? The only thing that I wanted to ask about is the parking, and I don't have it up right now, but the number of stalls going from 144, which was a different use for the prior facility, down to 45 spaces. Is 45 spaces for that amount of square footage pretty much adequate for what you found in your other facilities? Or
Yes,
is it still overparked?
Well, the fact that we're more of a big-ticket item, I wish I needed more parking places than that, but we don't. We mostly, in the store at any one time, would be 5 to 10 customers, and it rotates all day long. It's not like a grocery store where you have 100 people in the store. We ran into the same problem in Champlin with a parking issue, and when we explained the size of our sales, the number of transactions a day, we've never had a problem. And this is plenty of adequate parking for us, and being it's a bigger ticket item, so we just don't have it's not like a grocery store type thing.
Okay.
I wish we needed 100 spots, but we don't.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience that wants to address the council on this office retail?
Not. I'll move to close the public hearing and adopt the resolution for planned unit development concept review on 3.84 acres and approve first reading of the ordinance for planned unit development district review with waivers and zoning district amendment in the I-2 zoning district on 3.84 acres, and adopt the resolution for preliminary plat on 3.84 acres into one lot, and direct staff to prepare a development agreement incorporating staff and commission recommendations and council conditions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes. Welcome to Eden Prairie. Thank you. Report of council members. Pardon me.
Payment of claims?
Yep, payment of claims. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any items to question? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Aho.
Aye.
Councilmember Butcher Wickstrom.
Aye.
Councilmember Case.
Aye.
Councilmember Nelson.
Aye.
Mayor Terlukens.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, now reports of council members. Mr. Case.
Yes. I have a statement that I would like to read. Many of you know that I have been a teacher in Eden Prairie School District for the past 33 years. My career goals have always included retiring when I reached what is known in the teacher world as the Rule of 90, which is my age plus years of service. And this May, I reached the Rule of 90, and I've been exploring retirement from the teaching profession and a transition into another line of work. I've actively began my networking and pursuit of options early in January this year. My interest is in finding a training consultant type position in a company in the Twin Cities. 2 weeks ago, I submitted an application to United Health Group. Because UHG has pending business coming before the City Council likely next month, I wanted this evening to state that I plan to recuse myself from all future discussion or action that this Council might take regarding UHG, and also to leave the Council chamber during all deliberations on any topic related to United Health Group in the coming months, regardless of how this particular effort on my behalf to seek employment with UHG happens to conclude. I first considered pursuing employment at UHG or anywhere in January 2012. Our most recent council action on United Health Group matter was September 20th, 2011. At no time has UHG approached me regarding employment. Rather, it's been my reaching out to them within the last 2 weeks through an application and subsequent review interviews. If I obtained employment with the United Health Group Corporation, I would continue to recuse myself from all council action pertaining to UHG, and I would refrain from any formal or informal conversation with my council colleagues and city staff regarding any UHG matters that might come before this council. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Case. That brings us to the reports of the city manager, and tonight we have two general obligation crossover refunding bonds that are going to save us almost $500,000 by going through this. Mr. Getchell, do you want to discuss the first?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. And I think we're going to hear some really good news that the report of savings on refunding was something that we estimated to be $500,000, but we're going to hear from our financial advisor that the news is even better than that based on the bidding environment. I assume we have to take action on both of these separately, but I thought we could kind of cover both of them first really quickly. We do have two refundings tonight. We have a refunding of $5.23 million of general obligation crossover bonds, refunding bonds, and these are to refinance our 2005 park improvement bonds, and there's an estimated savings of $330,000. And then our second refunding issue is of $3.24 million, a general obligation capital improvement crossover refunding bonds, and these were bonds originally issued in 2006 to finance Fire Station 4 construction. With us tonight, we have Tammy Amdahl with Northland Securities, our financial advisor, here to provide us with the news of the bids for the refunding and the results.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members. Thank you for having us. Again, Tammy Amdahl from Northland Securities. And Eden Prairie was in the market today, and you did very well. I will go issue by issue, and I will be very brief. On the first issue, on the crossover refunding for $5.1 million, as your city manager mentioned, you had estimated, or we had estimated on your behalf, about $330,000. The actual savings is at $650,000.
650?
650.
Wow.
And there were 4 bids received. The low bid was with BMO Capital Markets for 2.3%, and that compared to an estimate of 2.79% when you set the sale back on January 17th. So
Wonderful.
That's the first piece of good news. The second piece of good news is the second sale for $3.2 million, and the estimated savings for that one had been $130,000, and with today's sale, came in just over $300,000, $304,000. There were 4 bids received, and the low bid was Robert Bade, and that was 2.1%. So
Wonderful.
that's
Almost
probably
double what we
enough
thought.
with news like that. So, yes, almost double when combined. So, congratulations.
Great. Thank you for your help.
And Mayor and Council, maybe to add as well, each time we do a bond issuance, refunding or otherwise, we have a bond rating call where we provide information to the rating agencies to see where we are with our bond rating. And we're once again pleased to announce that our AAA bond rating has been reaffirmed. It's something that less than 4% of all municipalities in the country can say. And in the economic environment we're in, this again is a testament to a very good economic environment. And also, as the mayor and I talked about earlier, these are direct savings to our taxpayers. A portion of our levy, or one of our levies that we have, is our debt levy. And if we're able to reduce our debt levy, we're reducing our overall tax levy and our tax impact. So again, this is always very positive news when we have refundings that are able to save us these dollars.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for being the
You're
bearing of
welcome.
such good news. And it's great to hear that we still have that AAA bond rating, and a big part of that is minimizing the amount of debt that we carry as a city and having a really strong conservative budget and a strong economy within our city. So that's great news, too. And I'm sure everybody's eager to make this motion. Does somebody want to make the first one?
I would move to adopt the resolution authorizing issuance, awarding sale, prescribing the form and details, and providing for the payment of $5,230,000 of general obligation crossover refunding bonds, Series 2012A.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution, the second resolution.
I would move to adopt a resolution authorizing issuance, awarding sale, prescribing the form and details, and providing for the payment of $3,240,000 general obligation capital improvement plan crossover refunding bonds, Series 2012B.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The motion passes. I'd like to thank Northland and also our finance people within the city of Eden Prairie for being vigilant about opportunities to refinance these bonds. I was talking with Mr. Getchell earlier today, and last September, we didn't really think there were going to be much in the way of savings from refinancing these bonds, and lo and behold, it came in now with estimates of $460,000, and ultimately when it went to market, it was almost $1 million. So wonderful. Wonderful savings. Okay, resolution in support of the Met Council's 2012 bonding request for Southwest Light Rail Transit. Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I believe the mayor and I were approached by our Hennepin County Commissioner as the Hennepin County Commissioners had contacted all cities along the Southwest Rail Line, asking that all the cities pass this similar resolution of support for the $25 million that the Metropolitan Council has recommended in the governor's current bonding bill. And there's a strong feeling from the Hennepin County Board and others that if we all pass a resolution of support for the bonding, that will assist our state legislators in advocating for this piece of the bonding bill. And it's my understanding that all of the other cities along the line either have on their agenda tonight or did last night a similar resolution for approval. And this is something that was requested of us, and obviously as the project moves into preliminary engineering, and a vast majority of the dollars are coming from the federal government and the state government, it's important that the bonding, that there be allocation for continued progress with the project. And this resolution is a request, again, of support of all the cities on Southwest LRT and this bonding request in particular.
Any questions? Okay, is there a motion?
Move to adopt the resolution of support of Metropolitan Council's 2012 bonding request for Southwest Light Rail Transit.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Motion passes. Reports from the Community Development Director, the first regarding a resolution authorizing Livable Communities TOD grant application for the Town Center stormwater analysis. Ms. Jeremiah.
Your Honor, council members, we would like to apply for a grant, and the requested amount is $45,000. There's a 25% city match, so we would match that with $15,000, which is available in our Public Works Fund currently. And the reason for the grant, as we've been looking at development proposals for our town center area, those have gotten deterred or slowed down in certain cases because it's really difficult to make the stormwater work on individual redevelopment sites and infill sites. There's really a need for more of an area plan for how to manage stormwater in this area. We'd also like to look at more innovative types of approaches and see if we can meet the functional needs and also get aesthetic facilities that could have some recreational or at least visual relief, provide some visual relief in the area. And we really want to look at very green solutions, very environmentally sound solutions. So we're hoping to also develop a guide for future developers in this area to implement green best management practices. Now, the monies that we're asking for, this is a new program through the Metropolitan Council, Livable Communities, specific to transit-oriented development. So you have to be along an existing or future either it could be a bus line or it could be a light rail line. In our case, obviously, it's the light rail line. And we do feel that this is a very good use of these funds. We could also, there will be 3 different rounds of grant applications for this money, so we could look at potentially implementing some of the solutions for a future grant round, but this is really pre-development money just to look at the planning aspects. I'll certainly take any questions you may have.
Questions for Ms. Jeremiah? Hearing none, is there a motion?
I move to adopt the resolution authorizing the City of Eden Prairie to apply for Livable Communities Transit-Oriented Development Grant funds for Town Center stormwater analysis.
Second.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Mr. Rosso.
If I could just suggest a change in the language of the resolution in number 3 of the resolution, where it has the Community Development Director submitting the application on behalf of the city and then authorizing to execute such agreements, and really that should be and to authorize the mayor and city manager to execute such agreements. So with that understanding in the resolution itself, not.
Okay.
So we would change the resolution as I've indicated before it's signed, if you adopt this.
Okay, is that
Madam.
fine with those who made the motion?
Certainly.
Yes, okay. All right, thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. The second item is the Transit Improvement Area Designation Program. Ms. Jeremiah.
Your Honor and council members, this is a program through the Department of Employee and Economic Development of the state, the DEED department, and these designations to our transit improvement areas, again, areas within a half a mile of our future light rail stations, these are something that DEED is looking at as far as creating criteria for a future loan program. However, there aren't any monies currently for that loan program. But as we start looking at some of these grants that are becoming available, these TIA designations are kind of popping up as potentially being requirements for the grants as well. The first round that we just talked about with the transit-oriented development grants, they allowed us to be in that round based on the fact that we're eligible for these transit improvement areas. We understand that future rounds, we will probably actually need to be designated. So we are asking tonight that you adopt resolution authorizing the City of Eden Prairie to approve 5 transit improvement area designations around all 5 of our light rail stations: City West, Golden Triangle, Town Center, Southwest Station, and the Mitchell Road light rail station. We are asking for a minor change to this resolution that's before you tonight as well, If you look at the now therefore be it resolved section, we would suggest that it state that the City Council of the City of Eden Prairie approves the transit improvement area plans described in the applications. These are the concept plans for future redevelopment around those stations. Again, I'll take any questions you may have.
This isn't really a question, I guess, but more of a comment. This just seems so odd that they don't automatically say that every area that's designated for a transit station is automatically a TIA. Is it just a formality to have to go through this administrative procedure to designate it? It just seems like wasted energy in a way.
I can't really answer on the part of deed whether or not it's a formality, but I can tell you that every single area that applied last year was designated. So it didn't seem like they denied anyone, and that's hopeful as far as us moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Is there a motion?
I would move to adopt the resolution authorizing the City of Eden Prairie to approve 5 transit improvement area designation applications for the proposed City West, Golden Triangle, Town Center, Southwest Station, and Mitchell Road light rail stations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye. The motion passes. Any other issue to bring before the council? Okay, is there a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.